Hey friends, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm doing a special Q&A session for the community, that's you, for celebrating 500 subscribers. Today it's National Beach Day here in the United States, so we are here hanging out at the beach park in the East Bay area. I have Maui here. We'll be walking around, exploring the park, answering questions I sourced from you on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So without further ado, let's answer these questions. All right, so for the first question, it's from David Hubbard, my high school friend, and he asks, what is the best dish you have ever eaten? So honestly, this is one of the hardest questions to answer in my opinion. There's some places that I've eaten, these are like fine dining places that have been unforgettable experiences. And it's more than just the food, it's the service and the environment and all of that. But then oftentimes I find myself craving comfort foods, which is food that I would go back to over and over again, versus the fine dining experiences where I'd probably do that once or twice in my lifetime. So with that, my simple answer to this question and the food that is top of mind for me, because this is really one of the hardest questions to answer, is the Doc Biet burger from Smish Smash. That's probably not the answer you were expecting, but comfort food is everything to me and something I would love to eat over and over again. Smish Smash, as some of you may know, is one of the pop-ups that I work for as a line cook, and they make a Doc Biet burger, which is super delicious and probably the best burger that I've ever had. It's a smash burger with very thin and crispy patties, and the toppings and the sauce make it taste like pho on a burger. So that's my simple answer to that question. If I think of other fine dining experiences, I've had delicious dishes, but to be honest, I can't remember them fully or what dishes they were exactly and what they were called. But all I know is that they were delicious, but I would go back to the Doc Biet over and over again. So question number 2 is from Yanina Wolf, asking, what's your comfort food when you don't feel like cooking? I think this is an excellent question, as many people might think that because one is a chef that they must eat good food all the time. That is not a fact for most chefs and cooks, because they are so busy cooking delicious food for others that when they get home, they crack open some ramen, making just some eggs, or making a PB&J because you're so tired from the day. But to be honest, that's not my case. Since I am a part-time cook and chef and also make food content at home, I make tons of delicious food that I eat at home to cook for myself and my partner Kelsey. And to answer the question, Yanina, I have a 2-part answer for this. So when I don't feel like cooking, one of the dishes I make at home is basically a pantry cleanup comfort food dish, where I make cold sesame noodles. I essentially open up a packet of Momofuku noodles, pull out some tahini, some hot chili crunch, and mix it all together, and it makes a delicious comforting dish. I add some more things in there, including like rice wine vinegar, some chopped up scallions, making them fancy. It's really quick to make, it probably takes like 5 minutes, and it's super delicious. On the other hand, when I feel like ordering takeout, my go-to dishes tend to be burgers and tacos, just classic comfort food. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty much a stickler about those dishes as well, since I make those myself for other pop-ups. But yeah, those are my comfort foods. On to the next question. Okay, so we're actually back home now because it is way too hot outside. I wanted to bring Maui inside and I was sweating like crazy, so we are back home. And jumping into question number 3 from Ian Zerzolo. What is a dish that you are intimidated to make but want to learn how to master one day? So I really love this question because I didn't think there was a dish that I would be intimidated to make. And then one day when I had the opportunity to teach a cooking class and I got to pick which dish I was going to teach the students, one of the options was pasta, and I realized that I was afraid to make pasta. And the reason is because I didn't have a lot of practice with making pasta, nor did we make that growing up in a Filipino household. But a couple of dinners ago, one of my chef mentors, Chef Michelle Minori from Top Chef, gave me the chance to make some tortelli pasta for a private dinner of about 50 folks. So I got some of my reps in there and actually really enjoyed the process. And a large part of the reason why I don't like making pasta so much, besides the fact that I haven't made much of it, is that working with dough makes such a mess. I am such a meticulous, clean working individual that working with pasta just seems against my nature. But I do want to learn and master it some more, as I love noodles and I really want to make delicious noodles, not just for pasta, but also ramen, which I have done before as well. But that is one thing I would like to master in this cooking journey. On to question number 4, which is from Ellie Ba. What types of fusion flavors are you excited to create? This is a fun question as I've been trying to figure out my kind of cooking style, which has evolved over and over again. Right now, I am most inspired to cook California Filipino cuisine, inspired by Bay Area chefs around here, and one of my Bay Area mentor chefs, Chef Francis Eng from Abaca. It's just, living here in Northern California, we have some amazing fresh produce, and I want to cook with the seasons and have that inspire my Filipino menu. But additionally to that, I am also inspired to cook Filipino-Mexican fusion. Growing up in Los Angeles, I love tacos and have a very strong opinion about tacos, especially here in the Bay Area as well. And one of the iconic Filipino food fusion trucks is here in the Bay Area called Señor Sisig. And actually in one of my videos, I do a healthier version of their popular chicken sisig tacos. And that has been really fun to kind of innovate around and iterate. So yeah, my big 2 are California Filipino cuisine, working with seasonal sustainable produce that grows around me, and also Filipino Mexican fusion to kind of bring more portable tortilla-like dishes with Filipino flavors in them. So question number 5 is coming from Soraya26, and she asks, favorite dish to eat? This is one of those other hard favorite questions. I think food is so nuanced, right? Like, food is beyond the dish. It's also an experience, as I mentioned before. To answer this question, I just have to go top of mind. But one of my favorite dishes to eat, of course, not surprisingly, is a taco. And not just any taco, it is the Baja style fish taco. And what I love about Baja style fish tacos is that you have a crispy battered fish with a tender interior. That's usually a white fish. So there's a bit of contrast there, which is super delicious, and beyond taste, also texture. And I am a person who believes texture over taste. Yes, controversial for some. And beyond that, there's also the slaw that goes on top with some shredded cabbage and whatever pico de gallo or other salsas that you put on it. And also the creamy sauce that goes on top with a beautiful warm tortilla. So it is really an ensemble of a dish with so many different flavor profiles and different textures. And I just love fish tacos, and I'm always on the search for the best fish tacos. I will say here in the Bay Area, one of the best fish tacos I've ever had, surprisingly, comes from my favorite taco truck, which also serves really good carne asada and al pastor. It is Tacos El Último Baile. That used to be a food truck that traveled around downtown Oakland, but now is stationed at their brick and mortar in Fruitvale. So yeah, fish tacos are the best. All right, the final question, last but not least, is from 14VV3 asking, how's Maui? And if you don't know who Maui is my dog who's hiding behind me. He is a Labradoodle who just turned 3 years old. And let's ask Maui how he's doing. Maui. Here. Good boy. Sit. Yes, paw. Yes, other paw. Yes, touch. Yes, jump. Yes, turn. Yes, turn the other way. Sit. Here you go, Maui. So if you didn't catch that, Maui is really hot and drooling right now from the hot weather here in California. But I am sure he is happy to have turned 3 years old and loves his island beach home here in California. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this Q&A session and continuing to support this journey of me on my YouTube channel as a content creator and chef. And I'll see you in the next video.